Hey, welcome back to another edition of Avid Golfer Magazine's Fearless Fantasy Forecast. We do the DraftKings picks. Well, last week, Craig, not many people had Phil Mickelson, 1.66%.
And
including us.
Not many people had Louis Oosthuizen either.
Yeah.
Not many people had Brooks Koepka.
Yeah.
So I said this the other day that either you got really, really lucky because there was no reason to take some of
I'll
those
lean on
guys,
the luck.
or you had a lot of teams.
That's true.
And after you put 200 teams in there, you said, let me throw Mickelson on one team. Let me throw Koepka on one team. And I think that's how you did it. We only each take two teams at a time, so it's tough. You don't take those type risks. So,
True.
But
Got a new week.
On the Colonial, we know Colonial well. It's usually a good spot for us. Won some money there last year, and I feel good about this one. How about you?
I'll feel good after Sunday. That's when I'll know.
You got to have a little bit more confidence in your picks, Holmes.
I'm being realistic.
I'm being realistic and confident.
You can do Stone Cold Lock, or you can do a pretty good hunch, because your Stone Cold Locks have been a little iffy.
My lock during the PGA Championship was Joaquin Niemann was going to make the cut, which he was in the middle of but that was a middle of the pack guy.
Low bar.
And so that was a lock. I thought it was a wide open. I did think it was a wide open PGA Championship, and we said that beforehand. We both did. So there was really no lock, except if you took something like somebody finishing in the top 10, somebody finishing and make the cut. I thought he had a really good chance, and he did.
All right, Charles Schwab Challenge. So last year was the first event back from COVID. So the strength of field was huge, 651.
Probably not that this time.
436.
Still way better than I expected.
Yep. Daniel Berger won in a playoff over Colin Morikawa. Just to let you know, I did not take Berger, did not take Morikawa, did not take Zalatoris.
Did not take Zalatoris?
I did not. Did not take Patrick Reed, did not take Justin Thomas, and did not take Corey Connors. How about that?
The only one I didn't take that I felt bad about, that I was worried about, I didn't take Justin Thomas, I didn't take Colin Morikawa. I didn't take Will Zalatoris for two reasons. One, I thought you'd have him.
Surprise!
And two, Scotty Scheffler, who right now is the same player, is cheaper.
By a buck, yeah, by like $100.
By $300 or $400.
Yeah.
And the one guy I didn't take that I thought about is a perfect place for him is Sung Jae Im. But I was like, you know what? I got a better team than putting him on there, and I didn't take Mickelson. Did you?
No.
I
hangover. Although he plays the course well.
Look, I was wrong. He won, and he did it in a grand fashion. But, boy, you talk about having a major hangover. He's got a double one because he's the oldest guy to ever win a major. I just can't take him.
You know what? He plays the course well, but I didn't take him. Anyway, I only took two guys on both teams. You're going to be surprised by one.
I took four.
I got Abraham Answer.
Okay.
On both teams. He's got 8 straight cuts. He's got an 8, a 2nd, and a 5th. Last 3 events. He might be playing just about the best golf going without winning.
And he doesn't hit the ball a long way.
Doesn't need it.
It's a perfect place for him.
The other one will blow you away. Rory Sabatini. $7,100, last 2 Colonials, 14th and a 6th.
So now I officially can't root for your teams.
Okay, then I won't give you half the money if I win. Okay. All right.
So I got 4 guys.
All right.
I got Joaquin Niemann. He's leading the tour in cuts made in a row, and he ain't missing another one.
Okay.
He's going to make this one. I got Scotty Scheffler. Again, the cheaper version of the local Dallas stud. So I've got him. He's been playing great since he got COVID. He finished tied for 8th last week in the
That's the secret.
And, so I took him. Then I took 2 really cheap guys. And tell me whether they should be this cheap, okay? The first one, I took him for the PGA Championship. I took Denny McCarthy.
He's been cheap for the whole year.
7 of 8 cuts made.
Yeah, but
he's got 3 top 10s.
Was he in the 6,000s?
$6,300.
There's a reason for that.
What is it?
I don't know, because maybe nobody takes him.
Okay, and the other one I took on both teams was cheaper than that.
Keith Clearwater.
I opted to not take Keith Clearwater, but I took Vincent Whaley. Do you realize he's made 8 straight cuts?
Yep, yes he has.
And he's $6,200.
Yes, he is.
And I'm looking at both he and McCarthy thinking, what am I not seeing here?
Yeah, I don't know.
And so I had to have them on both teams.
Okay.
That just made no sense not to.
All right.
So let me go with my first team because it fits on yours. I took Abe Answer.
Mm-hmm.
I've taken Abe Answer 3 times in the 2 years that we've been doing this, and all 3 times he's missed the cut. But he's got
Great.
3 straight top 10s. He's been playing well. And it's a perfect course for him.
Mm-hmm.
I had to put him at least on one team.
All right.
And the same guy as Abe Answer, I took Charlie Hoffman.
Looked at him.
So very quietly having a good year. Last 4, he's got top 20s in the last 4 events he's played, including the PGA Championship, and he's got a second in there. He lost to Jordan at Valero.
Mm-hmm.
So they round out my first team.
Okay.
So why don't you go on the next one? I'll take my next 2.
All right. I got one team. I got Jordan. Had to take him on at least one team. Mm-hmm. He's 10th and 8th, last 2 Colonials. He also has a win in 2 seconds. So
How do you not put him somewhere, right?
I had to, but he was the highest priced guy on the list. Took Brian Harmon. Cut made last 7 in his last 2 Colonial. He had tied for 7th in the 2018 Colonial. He's been playing really well. He didn't make the cut at the PGA, but a lot of people did. Took Matt Jones, the Aussie. He's made 5 straight cuts. He has a Honda win. He came in 38th last year at the Colonial. And I also took Vincent Whaley for the same reasons you did.
Okay.
You want me to
All
go
right.
again?
Yeah, I'll go with my next one. So I had Jordan Spieth.
Uh-huh. Good.
He was so expensive. If I had a stone cold lock right now, it'd be
To
him.
make the cut?
It'd be him winning. But here's the thing. He's $11,000, $11,200.
Uh-huh.
He's expected to win, isn't he? He's the
expected
most
to do
expensive
something.
guy, so what kind of lock is that?
I'd like to go back and see how many times the highest priced player won that week.
Not often.
I'll bet not.
But this
Roulette.
is his. But even if he was expensive 3 or 4 times in a row and on weaker fields and stuff, this is a course he knows
He
really
might
well.
play this almost as good as Augusta.
Yeah. And then, so then I struggled, right? Because if I had those 5 guys, I wasn't giving up any of the first
And there's
4.
nobody in the $5,000 range.
And so I took Brandon Grace. I've got a soft spot for Brandon Grace. When he set the record on the majors, the lowest round, I saw him the next week at the Bridgestone, and he was a really nice, engaging guy, signed anything. And so I was like, all right, that's the kind of guy I'm rooting for.
Right.
And he won at Puerto Rico, did a really good job. He's made 8 to 9 cuts, and this course kind of suits him. So
Okay.
I kind of put him in there as my 6th
Can't
spot.
argue. I'd like to, but I can't. Second team took Sanjay M. Guy just
Yeah, it's the right course for him. I'm glad
10th
you have
last
him.
year, 17th at the PGA. I also took Jason Kokrak, quietly having an awesome year.
Yes.
And he was 3rd last year, and he's got 10 straight cuts. And he was top 10 at the PGA. Harry Higgs. Had to take Harry. He was 4th last week at the PGA. He's a great putter, local guy. I know he's played the course. But it was funny. I didn't take Ryan Palmer.
No?
No. So, and
And
then
it didn't take Zalatoris. I can't
did.
believe that.
Hey,
If I could do anything to convince you to find a way to put Zalatoris on the teams and take Rory Sabatini off.
boy, that's about a $2,500 hit. I can't do it. Last guy I took Brant Snedeker. So he's never missed the cut at Colonial, and he has he was 2nd in 2017. So those are our picks. Read them and weep. We
So-
expect big things.
Do you? Even with Roy Sabatini?
You know what? 4th and a 6th, a 14th and a 6th. He played well at the Nelson too.
Okay, so you got Sabatini on both teams. I've got Denny McCarthy. Side bet of which one finishes better this week?
$1. I'll take $7.
$1 or 20 push-ups next video.
Whatever you want. Either one's easy.
Okay, $1 and push-ups.
All right. You got it. There you go. That's our push-up picks for this week. It's the Charles Schwab Challenge. Be sure to subscribe to us on Avid Golfer Magazine's YouTube page and bet accordingly, bet wisely, and we'll all rejoice by this time next week.